Guys, we're here at the DC After Hours podcast. It's your host, King Dennis. We got my brother Donis. And guys, today we're not at our usual spot. We're actually at the Grill Art House in Rockville. And we got the man, the myth, the legend himself to introduce himself. Let the viewers know who we have today as a guest.
My name is David Zambrano. I also go by Dez of Dez Customs. I do custom sneakers and traditional and urban contemporary artwork.
Hey,
thank you guys for inviting me, man. I appreciate it.
Chap it up, man.
We're gonna chap it up. We're gonna dive deep. We've done a couple events already here. Some legendary events. We're gonna go in detail with everything. And let's just ask the first question, man. Let's just dive right straight into it. So the recent show, The Broken Child. Let's just dive a little more deeper into that. All right.
So Journey of the Broken Child was a long time coming, but it was also unexpected. I was scheduled to do a show in the fall, and I was just gonna do a colorful puff piece type show. Just try to sell a lot of work. And then my buddy Levi challenged me to not go that route, to go deeper, to actually let people into and get a thorough picture of what my life has been. And my life has been a little bit tumultuous, a little bit turbulent. And so Journey of the Broken Child kind of dives into that. All of the traumas that we all go through, you know, not just me, but all of us. As men, women, as humans, we experience things, and I just have the ability to kind of put it into imagery. So that was the basis of the show.
Right, and that's crazy. If you guys missed the show, man, it was crazy. Like just getting to speak volume through images, you know. And it's crazy because, like, when you first started, right, becoming an artist, what were like some obstacles that no one really told you about in the game, right? Because you know, you always start solo. So what were some things that you kind of suffered in the beginning when you first started going this route?
You know, it's that's a good question. I started our work before Instagram, before social media. Right. You know, I'm an old man. I'm not like these young guys here. But you know, it's not an easy path, and there's a reason that there's that saying, you know, starving artists. There's a reason that term exists, because it's truthful. And I had a lot of failed businesses that had to do with art before I had the success that was Dez Customs. And so there's that part. You have to be ready for and in all entrepreneurship, I think it's that way, that you have to be ready for the pitfalls. And you have to love the pain that comes from failing, because that builds you. It's like anything else, you know. Through that pain you grow. But if nobody ever tells you that, then you fail once, you fail twice, you fail 3 times, you might call it a day. Yeah. But persistence. I wish somebody had told me that you have to just keep going, because there were times where I really wanted to quit. So.
Hey, that's what's up, man.
So what were the first businesses that you did start that didn't get any traction, and you had to really just reroute or just recreate yourself?
I had a t-shirt business, and that went down. I had a car painting business focused on actually artwork on cars. But that, you know, a buddy of mine told me, if you didn't live here, if you lived in LA or Florida,
you're gonna pop.
You would have made it.
Exactly.
But I tried to do it here, and there were 2 or 3 established companies here that everybody went to already.
Right.
So as an up and comer here, it was too hard to get a foothold into that. So that business failed. And then again, I tried to just do the modest, you know, I'll do the car repair, but have custom paint on the side of it.
Right.
And then that one went down also. So there were 3 businesses that had an art element in it, and they all failed. Now, I didn't know at the time, but I was trying to do this through the housing market crash.
Right.
Through this thing. I didn't realize it. I didn't realize that I was doing it at one of the worst times financially in America. But I thought that I had built enough, because I was getting so much side business that I thought I could turn that side business into a full-time business. Yeah. But it just, timing and everything just wasn't there.
And that's crazy, man, because now we're here in your own studio.
Right.
It's like, did you always image it was gonna look like this, or was there other
idea?
You know, this journey has been crazy. Like this is more than I expected that I would ever have. Honestly, I always pictured my studio or my display area being a part of my home, you know, or a section of my home where
in the garage or something. Yeah.
Something like that, you know. But this has made it so much more real, and because it is separate, because it is something brick and mortar, it makes me work hard to keep. Because now that it's tangible, that I can feel it, that I can arrive to it,
Right.
like we can have this podcast in it,
Right.
like it makes you want to take care of it more because you know it's there.
Right.
It's
Right,
it's
exactly.
something tangible. It's not just another part of where you already are.
Yeah, exactly, man. And that's the beauty of just seeing the growth overall. But let's just talk about a couple events that's been hosted here.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so like for you, like obviously you had so many events here. What are some of your
Top three.
memorable
Most
events?
memorable events in the
You-
brand.
You know, our grand opening was amazing. Like the core group that originally started was a great group of guys. Sean Perkins, a young artist in DC. I mean, he's established. He's amazing. He was one of the partners here. My brother was one of the partners here. A great photographer. Emmanuel, another one. One of the original partners, John. He didn't even make it to the grand opening. Sadly, he passed away before we could have our grand opening.
Wow.
But he was one of the original partners. But our grand opening, because it took so much fight to get there. Like, we lost John. We were kind of all going our separate ways.
Right.
We had to really come back, connect, combine
Right.
to get to the finish line. It just opened the doors.
Yeah.
But I remember that the grand opening was incredible. My first solo show here was profound and was amazing. We hosted an up and comer show. There was 3 young ladies that are amazing artists, and they packed the building. We had about 120 people here.
Wow.
It was insane. We had people outside in the gift shop, in the lounge area. It was an incredible event. And then of course, you know, coming closer, we had the Latin Music Social. You guys played a huge part in that. I mean, just seeing that event, like from where we planned it, where we started, where we thought, because remember it was just gonna be a little after party and a little, maybe a dance lesson and a little social.
Right.
And it ended up being the dancers, we had lessons,
Yeah.
we had performers, we had a DJ, we had drinks, it was an amazing night. The energy was great. So yeah, man, it's funny because it's hard to pinpoint a favorite because every time we do something here, we build on what we already did.
Right.
And even the Latin Music Social, we had the neon art that was on display at that time, and it just kind of fit the moment at that time and expanded on what we already had.
Right.
So every event takes an element from the art that's already here, and then that was a good one, but we continue to build on them, and I'm excited for what's to come.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like the future is definitely really bright. Let's go back a little bit in time, or still currently, making the customized shoes. Where was that idea sprouted, and how has it just changed your overall business?
So that's, I'm gonna try to make it short, but it's one of the
long,
most.
bro.
It's one of the deeper stories because it has a lot to do with a lot of things that I try to tell my son, and I try to tell other entrepreneurs and artists coming up. So there's a lot of elements. So I had actually gave up on trying to do art as a business. I had given up on it completely as a business. I was still going to do it because I was passionate, because I loved it, but it was going to be my hobby, and it was going to be just for me. I was resigned to the fact that I was just going to be a man that worked hard for his family, that brought home what he needed to bring home, and that was it. And then, so I was working at this audio place. I did a bunch of graffiti on the walls there. I did it for free. They paid for the materials, but I did it for free. And this kid goes in there to get his audio system worked on, and he happens to have connections with NFL athletes in the sneaker world. And he asked the owner, he was like, yo, can they do shoes? And my guy was like, of course he can do shoes. He didn't even ask. He was like, let me give his number. So he calls me and he's like, can you do shoes? And I had done shoes before with my brother, but I didn't do them regular. But of course my answer was like, that. Of course I can do shoes. What are you talking about? I can paint anything. And then, so he brought me one. And see, there's layers to this, right? Like I never stopped painting. I never stopped working on my craft. Even though I had resigned to the fact that it wouldn't make me any money.
Right.
I did it because I love it.
Right.
And so when he came to me with the opportunity, I was ready. And not only did I take the opportunity, but I killed it. Mm-hmm. So then that one opportunity, because it should have been a one and done, turned into, so the dude that received it was actually an NFL player. He sent 4 more pairs.
Wow.
So the dude brought me back 4 more.
Wow.
We did those, and then we started doing cleats, and then we started doing more, and then more, and then and then that built. But it's what I tell people all the time. Like, if a lot of people say, "Oh, if I only had the chance," yeah, you hear that all the time. Oh, they should have gave me that chance. And then they get their shot,
they
fumble. But that's the key, right? Like, doors open, but they close. They close just as fast. And so that door opening for me was my way in, and I refused to get kicked back out. Mm-hmm. But the thing is that the skill set was there because of the work and the practice. And I don't take ownership of it. This is hours and hours and hours of building and suffering for it to be ready for it. Right. Like, I had failed already, so I wasn't gonna fail at this. This was easy. Somebody was bringing me the opportunity. This was, I didn't have to create it. Oh, that.
Oh my.
Yeah.
One thing you did say in the beginning, you did it for free.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of business owners, and we've experienced this before, a lot of people don't want to do free shit no more. A lot of people expect to get paid because they see someone from social media, they're killing it.
So much time in the game.
I've been doing this for 10 years in the game. They expect to get paid. You know what I'm saying? How long were you doing art at that time?
Man, I was 35 years old.
35.
Think about, some people are 18, 19, 20.
Yeah.
Complaining about pricing.
You know, I tell people all the time, like, you do what you have to do until you can do what you want to do. But that, people always think that just has to do with like how hard you work or things like that.
Exactly.
No, sometimes doing what you have to do means you have to sell yourself short a little bit. Like,
pay yourself short sometimes.
People, like, all right, here's the problem, right? People will hear rich people talk and want to emulate what they're talking about.
But they don't talk about the beginning.
But the problem is that person's rich. They can say whatever the fuck they want to say.
They work that
Because who's going to tell them different? They rich.
Guys are back. We had a little technical difficulty, but no problems.
I had to get a beer.
All right, I had to get a water.
That stressed me out. I was in the flow, and then.
But listen, we're gonna pick up where we left at, and guys, where we left at now, we're at your shoe journey, right? Getting the opportunity, right? Starting at 35.
I was 35 years old, and again, like, had I not had this whole building painted up, right? Had I not done that off the cuff, had I not promoted myself, had I not done it for free, this life I have now probably would not be here.
Right.
So there's an inherent value in you got to have that confidence to know that you're not doing it for free. You're just doing it ahead of getting paid.
Yeah.
Because if you're good enough, that money will come.
Yeah.
But if you don't believe that, then I mean you're shortchanging yourself more than anything else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. So I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs can just take that idea and just run with it, man. Now, of course, you've had 3 businesses that you started off, it didn't kick where you wanted it to kick off. Maybe that's for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So you can find that one business that's really gonna just shoot you high up to where you are now. And you done work for amazing athletes, a lot of memorable and remarkable athletes like Steph Curry, working with a lot of the NFL players as well. Talk about your experience with that.
Yeah, how was that?
Man, it's, when you're a kid and they ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? Right. And me, I'm an artist. Right. But other kids, they write astronaut, they write lawyer, they write Superman, they write dinosaur. When you're a kid, you write dumb answers because that's what you want to be. Right. But a lot of kids are not dinosaurs or astronauts. Right. But I actually got a chance to be an artist. My dream was fulfilled 10 years ago. when I got my first year in of getting paid to do artwork. That was, my dream was already set then. But, you know, all this is just extra that I never thought, I never thought that Tom Brady's last Super Bowl win was going to be in the cleats that I painted.
Wow.
I never thought that. I never thought that I'd have NFL players on my phone calling me, wishing me happy birthday because of the work that I did with them over years. And you know, it's been a blessing. It's been really, really great. And it's an experience that it's hard to put your finger on, because when you meet these people, like me, of course, I'm like, oh, you know, but then as soon as you start talking to them, you realize they're human beings just like you. And so when I say that to other people, they're like, oh, it's because you met them. No, it's because they are. They're regular people like me and you. They go through the same things we go through. Again, I don't discount the fact that I'm blessed to have met them, but it's been an amazing part of the journey. But you know, that's a different realm. Like, I don't ever talk about it. Like, I didn't meet you guys and was like, yo, I know NFL people.
Right.
Like, I met you guys, I told you I'm an artist. That's it. Because that's just a part of the journey. But it's don't get twisted. Like, I would not have it. Like, I wouldn't give it back. Like, I'm happy to have had it. You know, like it's a blessing.
Hey man, and like I said, guys, if you are liking this podcast, like, comment, subscribe. Shout out to Des for taking the time to just give us all these tips and talk about his journey and just look back, because it's been a long one. And
hey, I'm old, man. I tell people all the time, like, we talk all the time. Like, I wish we would have recorded some of the stuff we talk about at the B&Z. You know what I'm saying? It's always, you guys, the way you guys are doing business, you guys are doing it smart, but you're doing it passionately, and you're doing it the right way. Like, you're not being anything that you guys are not. And I appreciate that, and I think that's why it's very easy for that friendship that we form is very simple. It's very easy because it's not something made up. Right. It's not something where like, oh, I gotta act like I like you guys. Right. No, you guys are likable. Like the Latin Music Social, y'all were like, we got a DJ and we got performers. And then the day came and there were DJs and there were performers. Right. So y'all say what you got and you back it up by action. Right. And that in itself is something that people should take away. I mean, that's entrepreneurship 101. Like, a lot, there's a last little thing that I would leave on with you guys and anybody that watches, is the saying that I've adopted as my own, that I love, and I don't know who said it, you guys look it up. But it's a person that loves the walk will always go further than the person that loves the destination. Right. Because had I only been in love with the destination, right, meaning becoming an artist, when failing once, right, probably would have quit. Failing twice, would have quit. Failing 3 times, probably would have quit. Right. Mm. But the journey, and my wife, brought me back down. Brought me back up from when I was hurt by these failures. But the journey was always me being an artist. Right. And I had to realize that I love that journey. I love that. Yeah. And that's the only reason I'm here, is because I love the steps, the walk, the everyday walk of being an artist, of creating, of putting my heart and soul into something. Yeah. And whether people like it or not, that's not my concern. My concern is just to create, and at some point it'll speak to somebody. Yeah. So, love the walk. If that's the only thing I can leave people with is love the walk. Love the walk, man. That's powerful right there. And we got a couple events. I know you were saying off the camera. You have a couple events come up. Let them know so they can come. We got a Sip of Paint in Frederick coming up February 3rd. There you go. I'm going to try to do one here close to Valentine's. And then I think we're going to try to do another Latin Music Social, probably early April, maybe. Try to bring that flavor back. Try to bring that energy back. Try to bring that flow back. Because that night was, I'm telling you, if you were here, you already know. That night was dope. The energy was great. I mean, I don't think anybody even spilled a drop of anything on the floor. Like,
that's the crazy thing about it, right?
Man, guys, if you see the space, man, it's just crazy scene. Like, you wouldn't believe we had like almost 100 people here. you know, but it's just crazy. We got a lot of events. Des got a lot of events for you guys too. If you've never been to a Sip and Paint before, man,
You gotta pull up, man.
you gotta pull up.
It gets pretty lit.
Gets lit.
It gets lit.
If my wife tries to give you a shot, don't take it. It's
Nah,
dangerous.
that's a lot of shot.
Lot of shot,
For real,
man.
man. So what can people expect for Grail Art House in 2024? What will be a win for you for Grail Art House?
I tell you what, man, we're gonna. There's two talented artists. There's one art advocate. Levi Robinson
Yeah.
is an incredibly talented artist. In the B-roll, you might see some of his stuff.
Crazy.
There's myself. Marlon Powell is an art advocate, very passionate about art, events, capturing unique things. There's gonna be Grail Indoors, which is our facility, and there's gonna be Grail Outdoors, which is where we take the Grail experience and we take it to different places.
Wow.
But what you know you're gonna have is the time and experience that's gonna be fulfilling, not just socially, but you're gonna walk away asking questions about the art that you saw, feeling a type of way about the art that you saw. We feel real strongly about it. And more than that, we're gonna have a lot of unique artists coming in here. We're gonna invite a lot of artists in-house. We're gonna be doing events for other artists. We're thoroughly excited about opening our space and hosting other artists because we wanna shed light on other artists. That's our biggest thing is,
Right.
I've been doing artwork for 11 years full time now.
Right.
I want to open doors for others.
Yeah.
I want others to experience that. So you know that you're part of a community that looks out and that gives back. And that's what Grail is. That's what you're gonna see out of Grail in 2024 is you're gonna understand why we're new, but we're gonna kick ass because we're gonna help more people. And by doing so, we're gonna help ourselves. But
Yep.
our biggest mission is to help other artists, to shed light on other artists, and to really create an artistic community that thrives in this area and beyond.
Hey, there we go.
lit.
That's a powerful way to really just explain how 2024 is gonna really go down. This community, man, community work, paving the path for those future upcoming artists that maybe don't have that ability or even just that platform to
Right.
showcase their art.
That's
Because
exactly what
sometimes
we're gonna do.
It's just a platform.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We can provide that. We can help with that, and we want to
Exactly.
do that. That's our biggest thing is we want to help other artists.
Right. So, like, what are some top artists that you've seen already that caught your eye? That you're already hitting
You know,
up?
we haven't sent out any invitations yet, so I don't want to. I don't want to get on the podcast and name them.
But what's
But
some have just caught your eye?
just know, in Maryland, just know that there is so much talent here that gets overlooked.
Yeah.
No doubt.
And if you don't know somebody, you can't get into this gallery.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna cut all of that out, and we are going to shed light on these artists that are deserving and that are incredibly talented. Just monsters. Just be on the lookout. We're so excited.
Nice.
There we go. Be on the lookout, guys. So you're an upcoming artist. Hey, man.
Reach out.
Reach out.
Reach out. Grail Art House on Instagram. Reach out. I promise you're gonna hear back from us, and I promise you're gonna get an opportunity to be here. Right? We're not closing any. We're opening doors only this year.
Hey,
Let's go, man.
Hey, there's gonna be a lot of things planned this year. A lot of things planned.
A lot of things planned out, but hey, brother, do you have any questions for us or just overall community?
Not really questions, just a compliment. I always like to give flowers where they're due. And you young gentlemen are doing it right. You're doing it right. The community that you've created, what you do, because you guys you're not doing this just for you. You're trying to share information. You're trying to get people healthier. You're trying to change people's lives, and you're trying to be you're trying to let them be a part of your team.
Yeah.
And that's the right way to do things. So I wanted to compliment you guys on the way you do things because, again, I'm old. I could be home right now, resting, getting chubbier by the minute. But I'm here because, I respect what you guys do. I really do. And I admire the way you guys handle business. And I want to wish you guys much success.
Cheers to
Yeah,
that.
cheers to that, boys.
Cheers to that.
Hey, let's go.
All the dogs.
Healthy water.
Yeah, healthy.
Alright.
Hey, there's another man.
I don't know. You can see.
Don't worry, he's in the challenge. He did his weight. He's down 6
Oh,
times.
6 times.
The 6 pounds, guys, killing it. Wifey's killing it too.
You're gonna see a thinner me next podcast. Watch.
Exactly.
Watch out, man.
But guys, we have a lot of things planned. We're down to the last couple seconds of this podcast. Like, comment, subscribe. Des, do you have any final words that you guys want to say to
I'm
me?
good, man. I'm happy. I thank you for the opportunity. That's it, man.
Hey guys, like I said, if you're an artist, whether it's musical, whether it's art, reach out to Grail Art House.
Photography, anything.
Any
form of art.
Reach out
Grail
to
Art House on Instagram.
The only place to be.
Leave it down there below so you guys can follow, check out the page. And like I said, guys, we are out.
Peace.
I'm gonna leave that in.